Hello, 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 hello. It's been a while. Definitely has been a while. We are live people. We are here. We are doing this long in the making, what it feels like. Long in the making. Arsenal. Arsenal in a crisis. Arteta balling the league. What else is new? Let's just put it that way. What else is new? What else is new? What else is happening? Because nothing changes. Nothing changes. Come February, come March, same old, same old, same old. And once again, more of the same old. So let's talk about this today. Let's talk about this. See what happens, see what people say, what you think. Uh, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you're feeling about Arsenal at the moment. Don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe. Don't forget to do all that good stuff, of course, and express your thoughts in the live chat so we can tackle them, we can discuss them, and we can go from there. But yeah, today it's gonna be an interesting one because I haven't been live in almost, and I kid you not, almost a month. Almost a month I haven't been live, and I've been uploading videos here or there sporadically, up and down and left and right. But at the moment, I think it had to happen. I had to go live because streams are gonna come back, more videos are gonna be happening, and all this good stuff, of course. But this is desperate times. Again, we are in desperate times, and I don't even know because this is all starting to go real sad, real south, real quick. Let's just put it that way because we should be 12, 13, if not more points clear. And in the end, we are, well, I'm going to say it as it is, 2. I'm expecting to City to win their game in hand. We going to be 2 points clear by the looks of things. And at the end of the day, once we play City, we just have to pray that we are not already behind them because otherwise it is done and dusted. It is just yikes. It is hell. God help us all. And well, Mikel Arteta is gonna pull on our masterclass of balling it all once again. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see where this lands, and of course, people, as I said, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the live chat. Don't forget to let me know what you think. Big up Mubarak, big up. Arsenal are in crisis, it's true, but the problem is the coach. Yeah, 100%, 100%, not denying it. Not the prudential in terms of the term selection according to the opponent. It's everything. The same formation, the same style, same tactics. It doesn't matter who we play the same way. Against some, it works better than the others, but it never works perfectly against everyone. Or anyone, to be honest. It hasn't worked perfectly against anyone. Because mostly it works for one half. Best case scenario. Best case scenario, it works for one half. And it mostly also has happened in Champions League against Atletico Madrid, against Bayern Munich, teams like Inter Milan and teams like that. Besides that, it mostly backfires heavily. We have kind of lucked our way through Premier League to a certain degree. Let's just put it that way. We have lucked our way through that we are where we are, and we should be about 12 points clear, but we're not. We're only 2. For me, it's 2. And 2 points for City, even 5 points for City striking distance. So it's not looking great. Definitely not looking great. The injuries, underperforming, it's looking hella dark. Hella dark. Big up Anfield, Red. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Do you think the league is in City's hands? As I do, they win. Then they're all their games, including you and the game in hand. They win the league. That's the thing. Personally, for me, I don't see City winning all the games they have left in the season. In theory, it sounds great. City are not going to win all the games. But looking at Arsenal, do I think or do I believe that they're going to win all of the remaining games? No, I don't. Do I believe that they actually might lose or drop more points than City are going to drop till the end of the season? Yes, I do that as well. And that is the sad part in all of this, because once City smells blood, you might as well, peace the scene. Because with Man City, yes, they don't have the high-end players, the companies, Torres, KDBs, Mahrez's and Aguero's and any more and players like that. But they have players who have been there, who have done that. They have a manager who knows how to get it over the line. And first things first, we play City earlier in Carabao Cup final, right? And if City wins that, we are not winning league. It's gonna give City the psychological edge, and Arsenal are gonna shit the bed and fold. If we somehow beat City, which is very far fetched at the moment, we will be in a better position. At the same time, City is still gonna have the edge in Premier League, and that is the nuts part. Not to mention that actually the draw in Champions League could also put us together in a way that in span of like 3 weeks or something like that, we play City 4 times, which sounds preposterous in general, but hey, it is what it is, I guess, by that. Big up here, big up PW, big up. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you have been great all this time, because haven't streamed a lot, haven't seen you a lot. Maybe you watch some videos I upload, maybe not. But yeah, big up Ozzy Ange, big up Ange. Hello, sir. Do you see Cecil Frank-Tegel said that Arteta is the second coming of Sir Alex Ferguson? Second coming of... You know, one thing... Sorry, my camera went out of focus. I want to be in focus when I say this, right? I want to be in focus when I say this. One thing I got taught as a child by my grandparents was that if you haven't got anything useful to say, rather don't say anything at all, right? And this is one of the prime examples of that. I'm just going to leave it at that. We are in a, I'll just say top 2, top 3 race, maybe something like that. But we are technically in a title race, but the title race that should be already done and dusted, and we should already have the league. Nah. Big up Arsenal fan. I was the person you know that. I need some refreshing of my memory. Genuinely, I'm very sorry. I think City could drop points away at Chelsea. City could. Yeah, but that's the thing. City could drop the points. But the thing is, Arsenal are going to drop the points as well, because if we, based on what we have won two games in the last 7 in Premier League, against Leeds and against Sunderland. Rest of the games we have dropped points, lost or drawn. And against teams we should be beating. All of them, by the way. All of them. Not just one, or the left one, or the right one. All of them. And looking at this in the future, I'm scared about Spurs game. I'm not going to lie. If Odegaard starts, might as well fold it already. Chelsea at home, we should be winning. But hey, now you never know. And yeah, it's not looking great, for lack of a better word. Like I said, we are not going to finish 5th. We are not going to finish 5th, but I can see Arsenal finishing without trophies this season. That I can agree upon to a degree. I was hoping Norgard instead of Calafio. I was hoping at least for a second Norgard would start some games in Premier League instead of Zubimendi. But it doesn't look like Arteta wants to utilize Norgard in the Premier League, which is very poor and very dumb decision given how Zubimendi looks like he sometimes is out of his depth. When we are winning, when we are riding high, he is pulling the strings. He looks great. But when we need him in these nitty-gritty times, when we need him in these tough times, in physical battles, well, he disappears. He gets pressed and he genuinely deflates instantly. And that is just a big, big problem, a big, big worry. And it looks like we might need another number 6. Technically, we have a number 6, which is Declan Rice, which means we need another number 8. So, hey, go figure. Go figure. They're also way to... Well, yeah, City are, but hey, I've been in Czech Republic. I go back to... Oh, I see. Have a safe trip. When I was... Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. That I remember. Okay. Thank you. Big up, Quaja. Big up. Arsenal technical director James Ellis has left the club. I think he leaves at the end of the season, no? Where is this? Where is the Athletic? I think Athletic posted this. Arsenal Teglet is set to leave the club. Just said, oh no, he's leaving right now. Hey, interesting. I guess not everyone can handle Andrea Berta and the Mafia. Hey, Andrea Berta is cleaning the house. Good to see. Good to see Andrea Berta cleaning the house. Let's just put it that way. Very good to see Andrea Berta cleaning the house. Because some people have gone, some people are leaving. Hopefully at the end of the season, Mikel is leaving as well. Genuinely, because there are some rumblings in some places that Arteta might get a contract extension. So be wary, people. Genuinely be wary. Big up Quasha once again. Big up. Did you see Martinelli when he showed? Yeah, I saw that. Martinelli against Wolves was embarrassing. There is literally, like, in recent times, when you watch Martinelli, you literally could not tell that he even has 1% of Brazilian in him sometimes. Like, seriously. That's actually quite embarrassing to say the least, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. That's where we have come to at this stage, right? And Martinelli, he was dispossessed 7 times against Wolves. Arsenal get a corner in like 93rd, 94th minute. He's trolling the Wolves fan, showing 2-1s. Just so 2 minutes later, we concede the equalizer. That's a bittersweet karma. Genuinely, that's a bittersweet karma for Arsenal and Martinelli. Let's just put it that way. It's bittersweet. People, smash the likes as well. Smash the likes and subscribe if you haven't already. Martinelli is an impact sub. That's the nut part. Martinelli as an impact sub also doesn't work to a degree. Because, if I'm not mistaken, Trossard actually has still better stats as an impact sub. The only thing I will say, Martinelli is useful in Champions League. Martinelli is more suited for Champions League football because if you compare Martinelli to Champions League and Premier League football, it's literally like watching 2 different footballers on the pitch. Let's just put it that way, because in Champions League, he is just wow sometimes. When you watch him in Premier League, you think it's the second coming of Joel Campbell or Gervinho on the pitch, and that's saying a lot, isn't it? That genuinely is saying a lot. Let's just put it that way. No, I upload on occasion. I uploaded on occasion. Basically, I got a new job. The job is a bit weird times, basically from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. So I come home, need to do homework with the kid and everything, and then it's late, and I have had some health issues recently, so I had to postpone certain things. I try to upload sporadically. Right, I try to upload sporadically when there is an opportunity. But if I'm not mistaken, since the last stream, which was January 31st, so 20 days, I have uploaded about 7, 8 videos, something like that. Like not too much, but also enough, I think, for the fact that there is transformation going over in my life at the moment. Oi, Zubimen. Like, Arsenal fans in general need to stop overrating our own players, because I would say pretty much every single player in Arsenal's team is hella overrated by our own fan base. Hella overrated. Because you can talk, we can talk about any player you want, and they will say he's the best thing since sliced bread. Because you can see clips on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, there are videos on YouTube who say that they take Max Dauman over Lamine Yamal, for example. Right? They would take Calafiori over Patrice Evra, for example. They're taking Saka over Cristiano Ronaldo at that time, basically, when he was at United back in the day, right? Like 20 years ago and everything. Like, it's actually wild. Genuinely wild, to say the least. Our fan base in general overrates most of our players. And when we signed Zubimendi, I was talking about this. I said that he is not Thomas Partey's replacement. He is a partial improvement of Jorginho, yes, maybe, but he definitely is not an improvement on Thomas Partey. Best case scenario, Zubimendi, genuinely, he sometimes plays a way he would make El Neni proud. And El Neni was known for being Mr. Sideways. That's how Zubimendi plays. And how many times Declan Rice has bailed him out as well, it's actually embarrassing. I will try, genuinely. I don't stream as much. I upload videos. I try to upload them more or less daily, but sometimes it's impossible. I don't upload videos, for example, when Arsenal play 8 p.m. UK time, right? I don't upload, I don't record most of the time. But I'm trying to upload daily, but being ill myself, having health issues, family being sick, other stuff to take care of. At the end of the day, family comes first. Against Wolves, Gyökeres did nothing. Yeah, Gyökeres did nothing at the end of the day. I read a stat after the game that Gyökeres hasn't had a shot on target in 60% of the Premier League matches he has played in. We have played 20, what? We have played 27 games, and Gyökeres hasn't had a shot on target in 60% of them. 60% of them, which means in about 16 games out of the 27 we have played, he hasn't had a shot on target. And he's our main guy. He was the guy everyone talked about last year when we finished second, again, balling it heavily, saying that as soon as Arsenal get a proper striker, we're going to win the league. And here we are. This manager doesn't know how to use Gyökeres. Gyökeres looks like he, I don't know, is being space jammed. He doesn't know how to run, he has no service. He has nothing. He feeds off scraps, and if we get lucky, he gets something. And when he gets the ball, he tries to overcompensate by rushing it, by doing something he's not accustomed to. He's too much into his head because he knows that this actually might be the only time he gets the ball during the game. So it's all messed up and effed up situation. And everything comes from, well, let's be real, the Arteta, who is screwing all up with everything from top to bottom at the moment. And for most of the time, for the whole, 6.5 years. Whose fault was it for the second goal? David Rayas. David Rayas. Genuinely, I think David Rayas somehow just is hella bored in goal, sometimes watching Arsenal play when we have the possession, and he just plays truth or dare with himself, and he says, well, this time I'm going to do a dare. I'm just going to go for the ball, see what happens. He just comes, he uses his spaghetti arms and punches the ball nowhere. He flops it, he drops it, and he goes back in the goal, and oh, I have to save it now. And oh no, I conceded. it. And then he feels disappointed and angry at himself. Like it's shambles, to say the least. It's shambles. Raya has been shocking. It's not just last few games. Raya has had some great saves, of course, this season. Yeah. But many times he causes so much panic for Arsenal in defense. It's actually scary and worrying. And not just by sometimes letting the ball slip through his hands, sometimes coming out of the goal, then getting chipped and doing something he should not be doing as a goalkeeper at the end of the day. And there is a reason why Unai Simon plays in front of him for the Spain national team. Let's be real. There is a reason. Because there's no logical explanation otherwise why David Raya, who has won back-to-back Golden Gloves, plays for Arsenal, should be behind Unai Simon, who plays for Athletic Bilbao at the end of the day. Will you do a video for the Spurs game? I will. I'm not too sure it's going to be a stream or a video, but definitely I will. Play Kepa against Spurs. To a degree, it does not matter. The thing is, Kepa loves to parry the ball a lot. Which is worrying. And that could definitely cost us big time. Big up, Taran. Big up, BBK Sports for the raid. Big up. If you haven't already, people, go subscribe to BBK. Top guy, top Arsenal fan. Not a top gooner. Always a good side. So go show him some love, people. Top guy, top content, top panel shows, and everything. You can catch him on Bruce Banana with Shane and everything. They have also a second channel he has right now set up with, I generally forgot the name. I'm very sorry about that. But yeah, go show him some love. Big up Dr. Seymour. Big up Promens. Big up Darren. Hope you're doing well. Big up Bluebird. Big up everyone for the raid. Big up. I think it was rude for what Gabriel Jesus did for the... Like, that's the thing. Gabriel Jesus, the tough man, oh, the guy, the real one, the who has won the league and well, all that crap, basically, right? The guy who, after the game, decides to be the tough guy. How about you be a tough guy during the game instead of after the game? Because it's all fine and dandy when you push someone to the ground after the game. It is what it is. Okay, maybe emotions got the best of you. How about you put some of that energy and that fight during the game and maybe create something, score something, assist, do something on the pitch, because he was utterly useless against Wolves. Genuinely useless. Just like Gyökeres, to be honest. All of them were useless. Let's be real. It was actually embarrassing. Jesus always looks like he's gonna cry. First of all, he has that face like he keeps his eyebrows as he's always gonna cry and everything. Then after the game, he's wanna be a tough guy against Mosquera and everything. How about you show some of that fight during the game and do something on the pitch, something beneficial for the club? Bigger Black Queen, bigger. I'm doing good. I'm feeling better, much better, as you can see. I'm feeling pretty damn nice. Everything's fine. Job's exhausting, but good. I'm not gonna lie. Otherwise, well, I'm just hoping that hopefully very, very soon I'm gonna be back to streaming. And videos, of course. Would you start Odegaard or Eze? I don't want to see Odegaard nor on the pitch, nor on the bench. Best case scenario, Odegaard can bring towels for the players who are coming off the pitch. Best case scenario. Don't want him nowhere near. But all in all, Arsenal will win. Win what? We have a dog called win. If you're talking about that, well, maybe. Otherwise, big up, Hendon. Big up, Hendon. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's fine with you. Hope everything's great with you. Hope you are doing great. Give me a sec. I'm just subscribe to BBK Sports, people. Drop some love, show him some appreciation. Here's the link in the chat. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. Would you play Ben White instead of Timber, who has been very careless recently, overplayed? Yeah, I would give Timber a rest. I would give quite a few. That's the thing. It's at North London Derby. That's the nuts part. Arteta got asked in the interview today that, what do you think about the fatigue and the tiredness of Zubimendi and Timber, because they look very fatigued? And Mikel Arteta came out and said, well, they look fine to me. They're doing great. You look at it from that perspective, I look from another. I don't know if he's looking from a blind eye, or he's looking with his third eye, which I don't know where it is, but they definitely don't look like they're okay, because Timber has been shocking for the last month or so. Zubimendi has been questionable for much longer, to be honest. And at the end of the day, why Arteta doesn't want to play Norgard in the Premier League properly as a starter, because we need sometimes that physical presence in that six. Declan Rice cannot cover Zubimendi's ass every single time. We need some physicality. Put Norgard in there. See what happens. Can't get much worse unless we might not get bullied in the midfield like we used to. Maybe that could help and everything. Maybe Rice could focus maybe more on forward game. Saying that, Timber looks like he's half drained, half injured. Some players play injured. Havertz, Odegaard are back. Probably both are getting rushed back. It's all just... Gabriel Jesus and Javis. Yeah, two baby crybabies. Yeah, on the face. Bigger. What Gabriel Jesus did in the top of the game. Yeah, it wasn't acceptable. Like, that should be just yikes. Like, how did he not get a red card for that? Also is a mystery to me. How did FA did not look at that after the game? Because that could be classified as a game incident still, and it could be sanctioned by the FA, by the way. And they didn't even look at that, but they should. Granit Xhaka got looked at, and he got the red cards and all that crap. Why didn't he get looked at? That's another question. Jesus, yeah. Jesus is a winger, 100%. For me, Jesus is a winger. Some of Jesus' best games for Arsenal and even for Man City when he was there came from left or right wing. Why he's not utilized more as a winger is also a magical question because Arteta was there when Jesus was there. So he should actually know. I'm not doing Rashford celebration, but Arteta should know that he actually is useful on the wing. And looking how dead is our left wing, and let's be real, also our right wing. And again, as I always say, with Arsenal, 6.5 years into the PR OSIS, more questions than answers. And the longer we are in this process, phase, lemon squeezing, whatever, the light bulb flickering and all this stuff, we always somehow get more questions than answers. And with every year, the questions pile up and the answers dwindle away. So the comparison, if we used to have about 50-50, more or less, now we have about 80% questions, 20% answers. And even then, those answers, you cannot take at face value. They're mumblings, ramblings, waffle. He just says something without saying anything. And then at the end of the day, you are left with nothing. It's so confusing, the mental gymnastics you have to do sometimes when you read Arteta's press conferences and interviews. It's actually like, it feels like you're losing IQ points when you do that. I think Rice needs to show his passion in the game, not in front of the... all of them need to be honest. Like, looking at that game against Wolves, like, it's insane. Like, everyone needs to do that. Top Gunners are getting bored and trying to understand he's a front. I don't know, to be honest. The fact that Top Gunners are starting to call this out, like, the nuts part is, we drew against Brentford not so long ago, right? Everyone said, be calm. Why are you being so toxic and negative? Why are you talking so bad about Arsenal? It's Brentford, they're a tough away game. Calm down, right? And what's its face? Christian said, you have no balls and everything if you are losing faith. Fast forward, we drew against Wolves. We do the same thing. We are saying the same stuff. Now they are changing the tune. They are starting to call this out. The issue with this is they're not going to continue to do this, because as soon as, if we get a positive result against what's its face across the road, Nando's, if we get a positive result against Spurs, even a 2-1 win, even a 1-0 win, right? They will have a happy endorphin-induced amnesia. They will instantly forget what has happened over the last few games, and they will just focus on Spurs. Haha, it's Spurs relegation battle. How about you focus on your own club, your own issues, your own problems, your own shortcomings, and then focus on everyone else? There's a reason why on social media I almost never troll opposing teams. Never. Almost never. Yes, I do it to Spurs at times. I do it sometimes to City and to Man United, on Liverpool, on occasion. But I try to avoid that. Because for me personally, I am focusing on my own club. And we have massive issues. And I try to focus on that. Not that Slot is screwing up and he's doing things wrong. Not that City and Pep is trying to do something weird there and signing and all this stuff. Spurs in the relegation battle, United having Carrick and they are on a bit of a run and everything. I'm not focusing on that. I focus on that when we play them. But besides that, I try to avoid that because I know that it's going to come back and bite me in the ass, first of all. Second of all, well, I have my own issues. Why should I bother with their issues? If we were winning the league constantly and cups, would be a different story. But I cannot have any chest as an Arsenal fan towards City, who have won it all since Arteta has been here, Liverpool, who have won stuff since Arteta has been here, Chelsea, who have won stuff since Arteta has been here, Man United, where hard-boiled egg hog has won stuff, 3 finals and 2 wins in 2 years, where Spurs have actually won something while Arsenal haven't, not to mention Palace, Leicester City, Newcastle. Every single of those clubs have won stuff on Arteta's clock. And then you have these top goofers, Arteta OnlyFans, Arteta sexuals, top gooners, spooners, spoilers, boiled chickens, and everyone saying, Wenger had a 9-year trophy drought, Arteta should be getting 9 years. How dumb you have to be to say that? Seriously, no offense. I mean this in the most least disrespectful way possible. How can you say stuff like that? Wenger won us titles. I've seen us do it under Arsene Wenger. I've seen us won stuff. But we have gone almost a quarter of a century, 1/4 of a goddamn century without a major. And people are happy clapping for second place, celebrating, challenging like it's New Year's, Christmas, their own birthday. Oh, better luck next time. Oh no. Oh, we can go again next year and everything. Like it's like basically having a kids tournament and everyone gets a chocolate medal as a participation prize. Like, come on, man. I know we would drop points for Brentford and Wolves and trust me, Spurs pressure. Yep. As soon as pressure goes up, Arsenal go down instantly. There are nothing more and nothing less to say. As soon as it goes up, Arsenal go down instantly. Draws will cost you exactly. If I have 2 games, I much rather win one and lose one than draw 2 games in a row. Because I get 3 points for a win, 0 points for a loss. 3 points in total. If I draw 2 games in a row, I get 2 points in total. So basically, you actually lose by drawing 2 in a row. Much rather win one and lose one. You get more points at the end of the day. And that's why I'm so pissed off that we are so pragmatic, boring, we don't have enough edge. We don't have winners. We don't have the mentality. We don't have the bravery and spine to go for the win when it's a draw because Arteta decides to park the bus. He subs on Calafiori, who scores an own goal, and we draw to Wolves. It's same against Sunderland, Palace, not Villa, Liverpool, and all these games. Like, come on. They know, but don't want their pay to be cut off. Yeah, Arteta destroyed Gyökeres and Eze by purpose. He has played. Yeah, Arteta plays his favorites. And his favorites are not Gyökeres and Eze. It's Havertz, Jesus, Odegaard, who else is there? Saka, obviously, and all these men. And most likely, by treating Eze the way he has treated Eze this season, he has cost Eberechi Eze a spot in England's World Cup team. Almost certain of that. Because if Eze gets picked based on how he has performed this season, only thing he can show on his resume is hat-trick against Spurs. That's about it. Would not be surprised. Genuinely. Why was Odegaard defending someone who is shot? The Odegaard cannot defend a paper bag. Odegaard cannot defend a paper bag. Genuinely. I'm just putting... Speaking of Odegaard, I posted this. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about this. I'm going to show you this, people. And try to look at this with open mind. I beg of you. Look at this nonsense. Give me a sec. I'm going to zoom in a bit more. Here we go. Martin Odegaard uses first-person perspective VR training, right? Also used by the likes of Mark Gehi, Benjamin Šeško, Endrick, designed to help players improve their scanning in games. I don't know how VR actually improves his physicality, but that's a different story. The Arsenal captain maxed out the settings and asked for a more difficult level to be developed, with the goal to feel like things were moving slower when he returned from the pitch from injury. The developers then made an Odegaard mode, which is set to 120%. What type of BS is this? What type of BS is this? Serious talk. What type of BS is this? Big up, Reese. Big up. Salaries have ups and downs. If social media was around 89, we have lost the Derby and drew to Wimbledon. Do you think they would have gone to Anfield and won? Yes. Because back then in the team, Also in 2000s in the team, we actually had winners in the team. We had players in the team who knew how to get the job done. They had players with spine who were not afraid, who were willing to go for it, who every single big player has. I'm going to click off the screen. Every single big player has an attitude. It's hard to manage, but there's a reason why he has that attitude, because he knows how good he goddamn is. Henry had a massive attitude. Wenger has said it. Bergkamp has said it. Everyone has said it because he wanted to win. Hector Bellerin complained about Alexis Sanchez that he wanted to win too much. Can you imagine this? A player complains that his teammate wants to win too much at Arsenal. I would understand if it's, well, let's just say Yeovil Town, but we're talking about Arsenal here. It's not a surprise that Alexis Sanchez could single-handedly win Arsenal certain games, because we have none of that in the team right now. Liverpool used to have those players. Chelsea, City, United, they used to have those players. Arsenal used to have those players. We have none of that right now. Some Gunners are still blaming the rain, bro. Don't like, as if the weather only works against one team. Like, seriously. The rain is raining only for Arsenal. It's like you have two modes, rain mode and sunny mode. And one team plays on sunny mode, another team plays on the rainy mode. What the hell is this? With their way, the 9-year thing. Like, come on. 9-year thing, like, F off. Big up. Have a nice evening. Lee Judge's meltdown on Wednesday night. On Thursday, he played. Yeah. It's always like that. I have being in the final, we lose. See how he goes shocking when Havertz and Odegaard come to make them look good. And then, like, that's the thing. Everyone has to cover somebody's ass. That's the biggest issue here. That Huntsman is slower to accommodate Odegaard's lethargic style of play, should call it. I don't know what that mode is, but it's definitely not a proper mode. That's like, I don't know, maybe it was set on 120% on amateur level. Maybe. Just maybe. But who knows? Who genuinely knows? It's actually kind of embarrassing, to say the least. Genuinely, it's actually kind of embarrassing, to say the least. Wait. This is football, not cricket. When it's raining, you cannot play cricket. It benefits bowlers. Well, it's actually insane. The wind is too windy, the rain is too rainy, the snow is too snowy, the grass is too grassy, the music is too musicy, the wolves are too wolvy, and everything. Like, it's not looking great. It genuinely is not looking great. Like, how can Arsenal be in this position right now? We should be nowhere near this type of position right now. We should not, but we are. I need somebody to explain me how we are where we are right now. Like, somebody give me a fresh perspective on this instance, on these issues. Because from what I see and from what other people say, we agree. Like, people I don't even know on this platform, I go and watch them on videos, on streams, and they say same things as I do. So I'm not just blind. I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. It's not like I'm the only one. So I don't know. Why does Top Gunner say that Arteta saved Arsenal from depths of hell when before he came in, Unai Emery took Arsenal to Europa League Cup final, went 22 games unbeaten, finished on 7. Yeah, exactly. 22 games unbeaten with Mustafi and them man at the back. 22 games unbeaten. When we have gone 22 games unbeaten with Mikel Arteta, like properly unbeaten. Europa League final. We would only dream to get in European final right now. Arteta had the chance to get to Europa League final, and he balled it. Oh, look, against Unai Emery, who actually won the thing afterwards. Then got to Champions League, and then he got to quarterfinals or semifinals where he lost to Liverpool at the end. Next season. Like, come on, man. And Arteta didn't take us from depths of hell. We were where we were. Early season, table was close. We were the same points from top 6 as we were from the bottom of the table. Pretty much the same point difference. Unai Emery never finished 8th, yet alone twice. Emery at least got us to the final. In Europe, by the way. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? Emery actually knew how to play attacking football, by the way. Oh, everyone complained that we conceded about 30 shots against Watford. We drew that game. We didn't even lose that game. We drew 2-2. Yet nobody was complaining when we conceded 26 shots against Leeds when Arteta was at the wheel. Nobody complained about that. Oh, but give him time. Like, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Emery knew how to make attack flow. We had Golden Boot winning Aubameyang. Lacazette was firing. We looked actually solid. Emery signed us Martinelli, by the way. Arteta was raking in the fruit, actually, from Emery. Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, who else is there? Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Martinelli, and all these men. Those guys won him the FA Cup. Aubameyang handed Arteta FA Cup on silver platter. Pepe was carrying Arsenal in Europa League, but Arteta got rid of all of them. As soon as at Arsenal you have a player who has an attitude, who has a bit of self-belief, who knows how good he can be, and he starts to actually realize it, Arteta gets rid of him. He just wants school. Everyone sits back straight. Yes, 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 yes. That's it. He doesn't want rebels. Sorry, not rebels, rebels. He doesn't want those. But every team needs some of those because those are the guys who actually want to win. Those are the guys who win you stuff. Every team has those. Every team who has won stuff has had those. Somehow Arsenal at the moment don't. And it shows the mentality of the team. It shows because the team on the pitch mentally reflects the manager. And we have seen how that has gone so far. Sorry for the typo, man. He goes attacking to make them look good. So Top Gunner said those players change the game, but puts the chains on Eze. Yeah, exactly. He's going to do something. The same thing. It was against, we lost to Man United, I think it was. Arteta comes out and says, are we going to play proper attacking football? We're going to go for it and everything. It lasted for 2 games. Against Kairat Almaty, lol, in Champions League, that game. And in Premier League and Sunderland, if I'm not mistaken. After that, back to the ways we have seen these days. Back to those days. Genuinely. And again, we see the lethargic pass, recycle pass, recycle pass. The nuts part is Arsenal are playing. Arsenal are playing and everything. I'm watching some other games at the same time, right? And I have multiple screens. I watch them. I watch ball. Gabriel has the ball. Okay, Arsenal are doing nothing, so I switch to the next game. I'm watching the game. I turn my head back to Arsenal. Ball is Declan Rice is passing the ball back to Gabriel. 2 minutes have passed. We have done nothing. The ball is still in the midfield, getting passed between Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice back to Gabriel. By the time Arsenal actually have gone to the final third and have gone a corner, obviously, because we play for them, it's about 5-6 minutes. I've seen 2 goals in the other game. Like, make it make sense. I asked the Top Gunner this week when he keep Arteta if Villa won the league and Arsenal won nothing. They said, of course, he are suffering with injuries. Whoa. There is no cut-off point. There is no cutting off point. And the worst part is, there is a world, and I beg this doesn't come true, by the way. There is a world where Arsenal this season win nothing and Arteta stays and he gets contract extension. Because there were some random talks that Arteta might get an extension. There are some talks that Arteta has an ultimatum. He must win Premier League at least, or Champions League, one of the 2, I think. Or the Premier League is the main target, right? Or he goes. But there is a world where he actually doesn't win anything, comes this close by goal difference, 1 point, loses it, and he stays and gets an extension. What then? What are we going to do then if Arteta gets a contract extension again for nothing? This definitely won't bode well. This definitely won't bode well for Arsenal then. But we at the moment are in this spot where we are balling the league quite heavily. Heavily, rough league balling. And this is very worrying. Very. At the moment, right, if we look at the table, technically speaking, we are still on top. Well, not technically, realistically speaking as well. Let's be real. We are on top of the table. Looks nice, right? Looks nice, very pretty. 5 points clear, but City have a game in hand. And they're gonna have a game in hand until the Carabao Cup or something like that, or a bit later on, right? So, which game City have postponed, I do not remember on top of my head. Right? Which game they have postponed? Crystal Palace game. That's the Carabao Cup time. They have Crystal Palace game postponed, right? I fully expect Man City to beat Crystal Palace. Fully expect it. So, that's 2 points. 2 points between Arsenal and Man City. 2. You heard it right, 2 points. Hence why I'm talking about it. There's only 2-point gap. If we look at a bit further, if Villa wins, it's only a 5-point gap between Arsenal and Villa. That's now looking even worse. 5 points, Arsenal keep screwing up, Villa keep winning. There is a possibility and overtakes us. That's another problem. And this is now the time where we get tough. Arsenal have to play City at least 2 times this season. At the moment, at least 2 times. Before the Champions League draw, where we can get them. And if Arsenal get, if I'm not mistaken, Man City in Champions League quarterfinals, we have to play City 4 times in span of a month or 3 weeks or some crap like that, basically, right? That's going to be insufferable. Because that could be actually the worst football we will watch for all 4 games. And you just know that Man City will have the psychological edge over Arsenal. Because no matter what position Arsenal have been in the table, at Etihad, we have been useless. Okay, we drew against them last year. We could have, if we didn't get the red card, the stupid red card by Trossard, we actually could have maybe done something. We conceded in the last seconds of the game, right? It is what it is. We digress, right? But overall, Etihad, there's a mental block. We already know that. My expectations, for example, for Carabao Cup final from Arsenal is the fact that we're going to park the bus and play for penalties. That is my expectation from the game. Because whenever we have played against City, Arteta's first thought is play from defense and save it up. Genuinely. Save it up, pack it up, play from defense and see what happens. Same way we played against Liverpool two times this year. Lost and drawn. 0-0, 1-0. We haven't scored against Liverpool this season. Same tactics. Same goddamn tactics. I expect more of the same against City. In the Cup final, in Wembley, in the league game, at Etihad. The nuts part is, Arsenal have a very good record at Wembley overall. Ironically enough, Mikel Arteta has never lost at Wembley as a player or as a manager. Interestingly enough, right? But there's always first time for everything. And right now, we all know what happens when going gets tough and pressure is applied to Arsenal. Big up, Terry Tibbs. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Hope you're doing well. Tudor is a trash manager. Arsenal should beat Spurs, who are a very poor side. True. Tudor is not a good manager. If I'm not mistaken, in the last 11 years, Igor Tudor has managed 10 clubs. Something like that. There was a weird stat. I was checking Igor Tudor's record and his teams he has coached. I think he has coached about 10 clubs in 11 years. Saying that, he likes to park the bus at times. And we all know how Arsenal fare against parking the bus. We're screwed. First of all, right? Second of all, which is even more worrying, Spurs, they are battling relegation. They will want to win this game. They need that mental boost. They smell blood. Arsenal are so vulnerable, it's actually worrying at the moment. I'm not convinced about this game at all. I'm worried to the depths of my heart about this game. And I even don't know what to expect. Tomorrow, there will be a stream or a video for Spurs game preview. I will compose my thoughts, put them down on paper, and then we're going to go from there, right? But for today, that's all I'm going to say. I'm genuinely worried about that game. If we draw or lose to Spurs, I'm telling this now, Arteta better be sacked while he's even in the tunnel walking off to the dressing rooms. Arteta better be sacked by then. If we draw or lose to Spurs on Sunday, sack him on the spot. Sack him while he's doing the post-game press conference. Don't give a shit. Seriously. Yeah, Tudor has been sacked like 11, 12 times. Tudor will play 3-4-2-1. There's a reason why Juventus sack him, because he isn't good enough. Exactly. But you know how Arsenal do against these things. Yeah, he is. And that's a big worry. I think he was at Marseille and one of the Turkish sides. He was a god-awful Juventus. He left and now they're doing better. Yeah. Wasn't he at Lyon? Wasn't Tudor at Lyon? Let's check this quickly. Igor Tudors from Croatia, from Split. Oh no, he was at Marseille. My bad. My bad. That's my fault. My fault. Yeah, he basically manages, on average, one club per year. Seriously, one club per year on average he manages. That's actually kind of wild. Chelsea, United, and City all beat Wolves. Yeah, exactly. They all beat United. They all beat Wolves. This is very reminiscent of the 22-23 season, where Southampton were relegated by February. They were relegation fodder. Everyone was slapping them up. We were only team who at the time was top of the table. Couldn't beat them at home, couldn't beat them away. Very reminiscent of that. This is like copy-paste. You know how Darwin's evolution of theory, that everything goes down a spiral and history has the tendency to repeat itself and all this crap. This 22-23 season Southampton stuff has very big similarities of this 25-26 season Wolves stuff with Arsenal. And that's very scary for me. Spurs still have injuries, no Romero. Yeah, but we have Mikel Arteta, so that evens it all out to a big degree. If Emery wins, wow, top good. Yep. And our squad is destroyed already. True. We'll actually see what Arsenal Spurs at that. Exactly. For Arsenal, best games for Arsenal are where teams attack us, because that leaves open gaps, that leaves open spaces for Arsenal to counter, and we are very good in exploiting those gaps. The thing is, sorry, I had to reset my camera. It works in Europe. Because teams play a bit different, at least in league stage. When we're going to play the elimination stage, we'll see how that's going to go, right? The issue about this is, in Premier League, Arsenal play boring football. Big reason why? Well, teams play park the bus, and that makes Arsenal play boring football because we have to break them. The issue with this is, it wouldn't be as boring if after 6.5 goddamn freaking years, Arteta would have figured out how to beat these low blocks. And he still hasn't, which is going to be the downfall again and again and again And again, I'm not worried at all. I expect a stinkfest of a draw. Dude, if we get a draw or we lose against Spurs, Arteta should be sacked on the spot. In the tunnel, while he's doing the post-game press conference, even on the pitch. I wish Josh did a Marianakis, walked on the Spurs pitch, and sacked Mikel Arteta on the spot. Declan Rice on winning the title, we are not going to be handed it. We need to go and win it. We need to deserve it. We need to be ready for anything that it's thrown at us. Letting it slip is not the standards that we have to set ourselves this season. We had a team meeting and we are ready to go again. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Actions speak louder than words. If you had a team meeting and you're ready to go again, you bear hope that the team meeting was without Mikel Arteta, because he's a control freak, micromanager, and if you're going to go against him, you're going to hold the bench. You just know that Mikel Arteta somehow is going to impose his will on you, because if it was up to the players, we would not have played this football. But it's the manager, his tactics, and well, we have seen how that has worked out so far. That is the thing. Big up, Hyper-Protagonist. Big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. Spurs will be up for it just to spoil for it. Exactly. Extra reasons, extra motivation. Do you think Son missed that chance at City a few years ago? Don't care. Don't care. Because we should not have been in that spot in the first place. The fact that there were Arsenal fans sitting in Spurs jerseys with their pants down for Spurs and screaming, "Come on, Son, score that goal," and all that crap is a disgrace and disrespect to the Arsenal themselves. And there is disrespect towards Arsenal fans. People are like that are not real fans, in my opinion. Because you don't see, for example, let's just put it that way. You don't see, let's just say, United fans sitting in Liverpool jerseys. United fans sitting in City jerseys. Everton fans sitting in Liverpool jerseys, Celtic fans sitting in Rangers jerseys, Galatasaray fans sitting in Fenerbahce jerseys, River Plate fans sitting in Boca Juniors jerseys. You don't see that crap. Nobody's cheering those on. You will never see Real Madrid fans sitting in I don't know, Barcelona Busquets shirt. You will never see that. Yet somehow, for Arsenal, it is acceptable. North London forever, whatever the weather. And all this stuff. Wolves have a trash squad with barely any talent and the second worst Premier League side of all time, yet got a result 2-0 down to draw 2-2. Exactly. Best team in the world, for fuck's sake. Only thing Josh will be doing is have a glass of $20,000 champagne and going to his hot tub with the new house. Most likely, yeah. He most likely won't even know the game is going on. Seriously. He won't even know that the game is going on at the end of the day. But to be honest, with Josh, I think he will know that the game is going on. I think more Stan doesn't give a crap. I think Josh actually gives some sort of a crap, but that's a different story. Not going to get into that because, let's be real, ownership is a problem. But at this stage, ownership is also, to be honest, a very big problem. Mostly because, I'm not going to lie, Arteta should be gone. Let's just put it that way. Let me check one thing quickly. Marseille are losing to Brest 2-0, and it's 57th minute, and Ethan is still holding the bench. The new manager doesn't like Ethan, by the looks of things. Hamburg are losing 1-0 to Mainz in 59th minute. Fabio Vieira has started. Sorry. And Lokonga, as always, is injured. Well, shocking display of things. But yeah, big up, BBK, big up. But yeah, this is no bueno. No bueno. Big up AFC always. Big up. Well, that's the first stream in a month almost. Like in 21 days, 20 days. It's been a while. Genuinely, it's been a while. Had to come on. Arsenal are frick sakes. By the way, I don't know if you follow me on socials, if you check my post, but I was watching that Arsenal game against Wolves with fever of 38.4 degrees. Genuinely. I was sitting there in pain, every part of my body body ache. My ears were popping out of my head. My head was hurting, spinning, couldn't see straight. I was watching Arsenal. 2-0 up. I thought, okay, game done. I took literally what it felt like 10 pounds of medicine and went to bed. I wake up and I see Arsenal drawn 2-2. The same evening, 6:30 still, I recorded a video. Do you see what this club does to people? Do you see what this club does to people? Yeah, remember to do your FPLs, people, if you haven't already as well. On goal and corner have saved us hopes for any. That's the thing. If we didn't have the Owen goals and the set pieces, can you imagine where we would be in the league? I know that own goals is a part of the game, corners, set pieces are part of the game, and all that crap. But we are the team that has put extra emphasis on this, and we by a mile outscore other teams. Can you imagine where we could be or would be, since Top Gunners like these what-if scenarios? Let's try our own what-if scenario. Where we would be if we didn't score as much from set pieces. If we scored, let's just say, half of that from set pieces, or 1/3 of that from set pieces, it would be 10 times more dark than you can even actually imagine. Let's just put it that way. Declan should have gone to City, to be honest. City didn't need Declan Rice. I'm going to be honest with you. City did not need Declan Rice. That's why they didn't go. 10 points from the possible 21 if that's the repeated in the next 7 match experiments. To be honest, you don't need even that much. You draw 2 games, City wins 2 games, the league is done. Because as soon as City go ahead of us by 1 point, even on the same points, to be honest, as us, the league is done. I don't think we're going to do anything anymore. Because City already are 5 points right now behind us with game in hand. For me personally, that's a 2-point gap. I expect City to win against Palace. That's 2-point gap. We still have to go to Etihad, by the way. City are going to drop points. I obviously realize that. Arsenal are going to drop points. I also realize that. So at the end of the day, best case scenario, Arsenal will increase the gap. Do I see it happening? No, I don't. Personally at the moment, right? So best case scenario, we're going to be 2 points ahead of City when we go to Etihad. Enough said. After this season, I'm going back to being a silent football watcher, check the score and continue with my life, get him out of the cloud and get Wenger in as Inter manager. Now, if Arteta goes, it's going to be very interesting what's going to happen next. It's going to be interesting to see how Top Gunners going to look at the club, how they're going to face against Josh, will they back the new manager? Because it's not going to be the same. Definitely not. And everything is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I think for today, I'm going to be signing off, people. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have been fantastic. It was great to be back for the first time in a month almost. If you haven't already, like the video, like the stream, subscribe if you're new. See you very, very soon. Tomorrow as well, stream or video, I don't know yet. But it's going to be about Spurs and some other bits and bobs. So take care, have a nice evening, and see you very, very, very soon. Peace.